Hello and welcome to Optimal You. I'm a registered dietitian, and today we're diving into a mineral that could be the missing piece in your wellness puzzle. We're talking all about magnesium.
So let me ask you, does any of this sound familiar? That constant feeling of being tired, those restless nights, or maybe those really frustrating muscle cramps? They're super common, but they could actually be your body's way of sending up a little flare, signaling that there might be a nutritional gap. And it's a gap that is, frankly, surprisingly wide. Get this, the data shows that about half of us, 50%, aren't getting enough of one key mineral. And yep, it's the exact one that could be tied to all those things we just mentioned. So what is this mystery mineral? Well, it's magnesium. I like to think of it as the powerhouse mineral, the real unsung hero working behind the scenes. It is the fourth most abundant mineral in your entire body. And it's a major player in, wait for it, over 300 essential reactions that keep you going every single day. We're talking everything from creating energy to keeping your nervous system in check. Okay, so magnesium is a serious multitasker. But for today, let's just focus on its big three jobs, the areas where you'll really notice its impact. We're talking about your heart, your blood sugar, and your sleep. All right, first up, heart health. This is a big one. Getting enough magnesium is really strongly linked to better cardiovascular function. Studies show it plays a crucial role in maintaining a healthy heart rhythm and can even help lower blood pressure. Here's a really simple way to picture it. Think of calcium and magnesium as a team for your heart. Calcium is the go signal. It causes your heart muscle to contract. But magnesium, it's the chill out signal. It tells it to relax. It's that beautiful balanced dance between the two that keeps your heart beating steadily. Okay, job number 2, managing blood sugar. Magnesium is absolutely critical here. It actually helps your body's insulin sensitivity. Now, all that means is that your cells get way more efficient at using sugar for energy. And that's exactly why keeping your magnesium levels in a good place is linked to a lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And last, but definitely not least, the one so many of us struggle with. Sleep. If you have a hard time just winding down at night, magnesium might be your friend. It helps regulate the brain chemicals, the neurotransmitters, that are all about promoting calm and relaxation. And the result is pretty great. People with enough magnesium often find they fall asleep faster and get that deep, restorative sleep we're all chasing. So, with all these amazing benefits, the big question is, could you be running a little low? Let's go through some of the common signs your body might be sending you. Just think of this as a little gentle self-check-in, okay? The signs can really vary. You've got the more obvious ones, like feeling wiped out all the time and those annoying muscle cramps, but it can also be more subtle stuff, like losing your appetite or feeling nauseous. And yeah, in more serious cases, it can even lead to things like abnormal heart rhythms. Now, of course, these symptoms can mean a lot of different things, but a potential magnesium deficiency is definitely something to have on your radar. Okay, before you run out to the supplement aisle, let's hit pause. The absolute best and safest way to boost your magnesium levels is right there in your grocery store. As a dietitian, I'm always going to say it. A food-first approach is always the gold standard. And you know what? Getting more magnesium from food is probably way easier than you think. We're talking about simple, powerful things here. A handful of almonds, sprinkling some pumpkin seeds on your yogurt, maybe some avocado on whole grain toast. These are seriously delicious and super easy swaps you could literally start making today. So, what does a whole day of this look like? Let's map it out. You could start your morning with some oatmeal, throw in some almonds and a banana. For lunch, how about a big spinach salad with some salmon and black beans? And then for dinner, a tofu stir-fry loaded with Swiss chard and served with brown rice. See? It just shows you how achievable it is to hit your magnesium goals with real, delicious food. But look, I get it. A lot of people are curious about supplements. And hey, in some cases, they are absolutely necessary. The problem is that supplement aisle can feel, pretty confusing. So let's decode it. Let's figure out what you really need to know. Okay, rule number 1 of magnesium supplements. Not all magnesium is created equal, not by a long shot. The key word you need to know is bioavailability. It sounds complicated, but it's just a fancy way of asking how much of this can my body actually absorb and use. If a supplement has low bioavailability, you're basically just wasting your money and not getting the benefit. Let's put 2 of the most common forms head to head. First, you've got magnesium glycinate. This one's a star. It's highly absorbable, it's gentle on your stomach, and it's great for actually raising your overall magnesium levels. Then you have magnesium oxide. Now, it's usually cheaper, but it's poorly absorbed and it's famous for causing, let's just say, digestive issues. In fact, it's often used more as a laxative than to actually fix a deficiency.
All right, we've talked about what magnesium does, where you can find it in food, and even how to navigate supplements. But hold on, before you do anything, we need to talk about the single most important step in this entire process, and that is safety.
It's so important to understand that some people just need more magnesium than others. This includes folks with type 2 diabetes or people with digestive conditions like IBD that mess with absorption. Even certain medications can affect your levels. And this right here, this is why a one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work. It has to be personalized.
And if you remember one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. As a dietitian, I cannot stress this enough. Your health is not a DIY project. Please, please always talk to your doctor or a qualified healthcare pro before you start taking any new supplement. They're the ones who can help you figure out if you actually need it and, crucially, what the right dose is for you.
And that conversation is so important because, look, it's really hard to get too much magnesium from food. Your body's pretty good at managing that. But with supplements, it's actually very easy to overdo it. And taking too much can lead to some not-so-fun side effects, from nausea and diarrhea to more serious things like low blood pressure or muscle weakness.
Whew, okay, we've covered a lot. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to simple, small actions. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What's one little change you can make to your plate, maybe even today, to start harnessing the power of this incredible mineral? Remember, even something as simple as adding a handful of nuts can start making a difference.
Just a quick and important reminder, this content is for educational purposes only, and it is absolutely not medical advice. Please always consult with a qualified healthcare professional or your doctor before starting any new supplement, diet, or health regimen. Optimal You isn't responsible for any actions taken based on what you've seen here.